What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the GameOverGreggy Show. I'm one of your hosts, Greg Miller, alongside the producer/seducer, Nick Scarpino.
Oh, hold on. Let me adjust my new mic.
Your brand new microphone, you mean, that doesn't hide our face like everybody's talked about?
It smells good. I like the way they smell.
I don't like the way
you
they
don't?
smell. No.
I just like the way new foam smells.
New foam smells dope.
Kevin, have you smelled these
No,
yet?
man. It's like
Kevin, come over
Kevin,
and smell
come
this
smell
mic.
Tim's microphone.
it's like in my face.
So a heads up that we're using the brand new mics that everybody wanted us to look better on camera. We're looking better on camera. How's it smell?
God, I hate you.
It smells like Tim's beard.
I hate it. Kevin's beard touched my face. Like
Did it touch your face or your
It's
beard?
invasive.
Two beards can't occupy the same
No.
space. So we're using new microphones. So if the audio quality is a little not up to par as usual, it's because we're adjusting to them. Kevin's worried we're going to move our heads around the mics too much and never be there. I think the microphones are pretty. I mean, they
So based on the...
don't go under. No, nobody go this low. Grimecraft never go this low.
Okay.
But I'll try it out now.
No, don't worry.
So I don't know a lot about mics, and luckily we have someone else on the show that probably does. But they always give you like the sort of picture of what the mic picks
the
up.
cardioid or whatever the fuck.
And I don't, it's like a cardioid heart, whatever. It always looks like a butt to me. And so I think that you're supposed to put your nose right in the butt crack.
Yeah.
Right here.
I
And
think
then
they
just
call
talk.
it in the audio biz. They call it audio anus to nose.
They do, actually. It's A to N.
Yeah.
Anus
A
to
to N,
nose.
yeah.
A to N.
I never knew what 8N stood for.
Over here, the
That's
Pier
good to
1,
know.
Tim Gettys.
Hello, guys.
And
I'm
today's
Tim Gettys.
special guest, the one and only Grimecraft.
Hi.
We've been waiting a long. Don't clap for yourself. That's bad form. We've been waiting a long time to get you on here.
Yeah.
And here you are.
Yeah,
No,
finally.
move the microphone around with you.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah.
We just went through the whole thing
gotta
of how
do
the
this.
microphone works. Move Superman. Move this. Now there's 2 beers on the table.
Yeah.
Because you have an app that'll open these beers.
I do.
I don't believe it. I think you're just gonna use your phone to open it. But go ahead.
Well, no, it's a special app. It's an old app, so you can only use it with the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 3. So it was made by Bottle Open and etc.
You're just making it up as you go.
No,
now.
I just I
Fuck, do
haven't
it. What
opened
does
in
it
a
do?
while.
What does it
Hold
do?
on.
Does it
Well,
use magnets?
Yeah, use magnets. You just got to open it, and then you tilt your phone in the proper direction, and then there you go. And then you close the app. And you got to make sure because it takes a lot
See, I knew that'd be
of
some-
battery.
I knew it'd be some bullshit.
Does
Some
it
bullshit.
does
Damn
it
it,
have to be
Grimecraft.
connected to Wi-Fi?
Yeah. It needs a Wi-Fi connection.
That's awesome.
really
That's really
important.
So what are
that's
you
really
just using the
impressive.
case? You're just using your case.
No, I'm using the app.
I hate you. Grimecraft, a lot of people probably, not a lot of people, some people don't know who you are. Who are you?
Who am I? I'm a guy with a lot of hair.
That's true.
That's number one.
Correction. You're a guy with great hair.
Great hair.
You're
I'm a
hair
guy
with a
I'm
lot of
man
guy,
with- man
as
with
far as
great
I'm
hair.
concerned.
Cheers.
We met you
We've been drinking this shit
at
forever.
the cheers.
Cheers to your
We met you
bull.
down in Plano, Texas, right?
Yeah.
You were on the plane ride with us over there. We started talking because you look like a fellow who was going to a video game and geek convention.
I gave him some of our snacks because
Yeah.
this is during the trip when we couldn't get any food. 'cause
Oh,
we were
that's
trapped
right.
in
That's
the
when they
plane.
were trying to air condition us to death.
Yeah.
that was
They're
wicked.
smoking us out.
That was the last time we flew United. The last time ever.
Same. And I've been flying Virgin since. And
Yeah.
the last Virgin flight I was on, I saw you guys again.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great.
But we went down there. We sat next to you. We became fast friends. We shared a ride together. We didn't pay for the ride. Screw Attack paid for
I don't
the
know
ride.
why
but
why did you need to put that
doesn't
footnote
really
in
need
there?
to. Well, no, I feel like I want to say we gave him a ride, but we didn't. We shared a ride together. Remember the people we kicked off the ride because
Yeah.
of us?
Yeah, that was
Well, the Screw Attack VIP bus rolls up and there's 2 people already on it. And we got on and they're like, oh, cool. And then the guy's like, what are your names? He's like, all right, yeah, you guys are all on the list. And then he went on and kicked 2 people off the Screw Attack VIP bus because they weren't on the list. They just knew someone on the
Yeah.
list or
They're like,
recognized the
"John."
name of somebody on the
Yeah.
list.
Tim, how many times
bullshit.
have you tried to get into a place by just saying the words, I know John, I'm a friend of John's?
Oh, it's Mike. You always go with
Oh,
Mike.
it's Mike?
You know there's a Mike.
There's
there.
always a Mike.
Go get Mike. Just go get Mike. And they're like,
Shit, I got to go get Mike.
There's
I'll
4
just let him
mics in
in.
the
I don't
room
want to
right
go
now.
get him. You usually get in.
That's smart.
Yeah.
But we met you down there, and you do lots of cool stuff. Explain what you do.
Okay.
I was waiting for him,
Yeah,
right?
I
'Cause
know,
Nick
right?
totally came
Let's
in. It's like,
let Nick
who is
describe.
Grimecraft? We know him from the plane. It's like, when are we gonna get back to what the real question
No,
is?
it's. I don't want to. I don't want
Kids
to
at
describe
home
it.
who
I
don't
ride
know
a lot of-
Grimecraft,
he
like,
may-
all right, so he rides buses.
Well, aside from the.
So I ride a lot of planes and a lot
Right,
of
you do.
buses. And that's pretty much it.
Well, okay. So I will explain who you are.
I'm a
You are
music
musician.
producer.
You're a music
Yeah, I'm a
producer.
music
You're a
producer.
DJ. You host
DJ,
parties. You listen to our songs from all our stuff and say, hey, next time you guys want the hot shit, call me.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're basically an ultimate audio badass extraordinaire.
Yeah. Pretty much, but specializing in video game stuff. And,
Right.
So I do remixes of video games. All of my original music is also pretty inspired or samples from video games. So I'm a big nerd. I'm a cool nerd or something.
No, you're very cool. You're a very cool nerd.
So that's what I do. I make music. I've been performing music for my entire life. I used to make video games too. I worked at Harmonix, which is the Rock Band studio.
Never heard of them.
Who are those guys? And their game's coming out soon, which
Yeah?
is cool.
Did you know John Drake
I do.
before he sold out?
Yeah. I knew him before and after he sold out. But now he's here in the Bay Area.
You
so
know
I get
Eric
to see him.
Pope?
Yeah, I know all those
Fucking
guys.
sell out too.
Yeah. All these sellouts. Well, everyone left, Everyone left.
Eric Pope's still there.
R.I.P.
Well, yeah.
Aaron left.
Lots of people left.
Yeah. But now
Anyways,
it's time
that's
for more
sad.
Harmonix.
Very
Yeah,
sad.
that was the show.
Yeah,
That's where I want to end it.
Yeah. See ya.
So now you make all this, but you're super popular is the thing. You know what I mean? Like you were just some nerd talking to us on the plane. You're like, oh, I've met you before, Greg. I'm like, cool, nerd.
Yeah.
I don't have time for you.
Yeah, actually, the first time you met me, you were very like that. I was actually.
I was not very like
no,
that.
you were. I like we were in line. I was like, oh, you're Greg Miller. Like, hi, like, I know you.
Yeah.
I work at Destructoid, and you were like, yeah, whatever. And I was like,
Well, that's just because anybody who works at Destructoid gets that treatment.
yeah. I worked there for a couple of months. That was kind of cool.
What did you do at Destructoid?
I did their music content curation, and I was also their merchandise manager.
Oh, awesome.
And that didn't last very long, but that was like my first post games thing. Was like, okay, I'm doing music, but I need something else that'll bring me some income. And
But now so music's full time for you now,
yeah,
right?
it's been over a year now of
That's
full time
awesome.
music.
You travel, you've been to Japan.
Yeah, I just came back from
You met
tour
the
in Japan.
Pikachus?
I met the Pikachus.
And all the costumes?
Yeah.
Good Lord, I'm so jealous
Yeah,
of you.
went to the actual Pokemon Center. Hung out.
Did you see Nurse Troy?
What?
Was Nurse Troy at the Pokemon Center?
Oh, Nurse Joy was not there.
That's some bullshit.
Yeah. In
Yeah,
fact,
you'd think.
like I was a little disappointed by
Yeah.
it
Whatever.
because I've been trying to meet Nurse Joy for a minute.
For a minute.
If you didn't know, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Game Over Greggy show. Each and every week, 4, sometimes 5 best friends gather on this table. Each bring a random topic of discussion for your amusement. If you like that, head over to patreon.com/kindafunny where you can get the shows early. Or if you have no bucks to toss our way, head over to youtube.com/kindafunny where we put the show up topic by topic, day by day, until we post the entire thing as one big MP3 and video each and every Friday. Now, Grimecraft, you're the guest here.
Okay.
By the way, Colin Moriarty's still dead. Grimecraft, you're the guest here. So you get to go first.
I don't want to go first.
It's too bad. What topic did you bring us?
I didn't bring a topic. I told you guys about something, and you were like, "We're doing it."
Well, so when somebody
To be fair, that's more planning than usually goes into the show.
when someone comes to the Game Over Greggy show, it's never really stressed beforehand. Make a topic.
Yeah.
So they get here and then we explain the show. And we're like, you need a topic, and they're like, oh, and you're like, hey, you sat around and bullshit. You watched us have a handyman through here, 15 packages. I made you a turkey sandwich. At no point did you think about your topic. And then you were like, oh, right, I need a topic. And I was like, well, what's going on in your life? And the first thing you said was, I just got a medical marijuana license. And we're like, done. It's in. That's what we're talking about.
Bam, ship it. Yeah. Well, I guess we can talk about that.
So tell me all about it.
Well, you know,
I'm sure it's a rigorous process.
I mean, it's supposed to be, and
Yeah.
that's why I've actually avoided it for a long time because support local business. Drug dealers, the only way they can survive.
Yeah.
Illegal drugs can only survive because
If there's people there
Yeah.
illegally getting them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you start buying drugs legally, then it'll make the harder drugs that we all do on the weekend way harder to get, right? I mean, Greg likes his meth.
yeah.
Like no man's
doesn't?
business.
No problem.
Gives you a pep, a little pep, in your
Little
step.
pep.
Pep in your step.
I'm not meet and greeting for no reason here, all right?
Well, so obviously, marijuana is a huge cultural thing right now. It's
Yeah.
legal in Colorado. How many states is it legal? 17 states now it's legal or something like that?
Is it?
Something like that. It's I could be completely wrong.
17?
I think it was like 2. Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking.
Isn't it? It's
Oh, maybe I was
Seattle
thinking-
and Colorado.
You're thinking
It's
of murder.
decriminalized.
I was thinking murder. No, because it's
It's decriminalized, I think, in many states and approved for medical use.
right.
And
This is where I get a little hazy because I think when I was watching the
pot.
no, because there's different legalities, right? And I think in I think in New Jersey or something like that. I think because I remember Chris Christie talking about it. It was like, well, it's illegal, but it's not illegal. There's still the raging debate on the federal government versus the state government and whether or not they have the right to come in and kick the state to the curb when it comes to laws for this stuff. In California, you can get a miracle marijuana card.
A miracle
correct?
marijuana
A
card.
miracle marijuana card. However, it's still the federal government can still come and say, hey, you're not allowed to have that, right?
Yeah.
Bullshit.
So I can't take it on a plane ever.
Otherwise, the federal government's
Yeah,
right
they're
there,
like,
ready to snap it up. All right, so what was the kicker? You said you've been supporting local business for a long time.
So, well, I knew the process was always like a pain in the ass. Like I lived in Boston before, obviously, and like they had it there too. But one, they had no dispensaries, and two, the process took like up to a month. So I was
Up to a month.
up to a
No,
month. That's
thank
a lot
you,
of
sir.
time. But I found out through a friend about a website, an app that's San Francisco
Is it like
based.
your bottle opener?
It's
app?
like no, but it's a real one. Ease.md, and it's easy. Obviously, you know they built that into the website and the name. And you go on there and you submit like your proof that you live in California and your license that says you're over 21 and blah blah blah. And then within 10 minutes you're in a virtual waiting room. So it's a little like illustrated picture of like outside the doctor's office, and I'm like,
Are there like highlights magazines? And
yeah,
shit?
yeah, yeah. It looks like it looks so like that. And I'm like, okay, this is really funny.
And are you already high when you're doing this?
No. If I was, then I felt like I didn't know how serious it would be.
I was gonna say, please tell me your hair is like slicked back. You're in like a suit and tie, like sitting there.
I was
Like, I
sitting
have
on my
chronic
couch.
arthritis, sir.
No, but as soon as it says your appointment's ready, I'm like, okay, and I click this thing, I enable Java or whatever, and my camera turns on, and it's like a little Skype call through my browser, and this guy with a haircut similar to both of you, with his headphones in, he's like, hey, like blah blah blah, my name is so and so, like blah, 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 I'm a doctor, so what do you need? And I'm like,
That doesn't sound like a doctor at all.
I was like, man, this is the coolest doctor I've ever talked to. So I was, like, yeah, anxiety, etc., like trouble sleeping, like, yeah, like, and he's just like, oh, cool. So like, blah, blah, blah. And, it was 2 minutes maybe. He talked to me and he was like, all right, well, I deem you approved for this, and I'm going to send you a PDF and I'm going to sign it, and then you can use that anywhere. You could also use our website. I'm like, okay. And then it took me straight to their store where I am now like approved to use all the stuff, and then they have a delivery
You're now like a
service.
featured member.
No, I'm not featured. I don't think they tell anybody who's a member, but you go there and it's like a little candy store online, and you just order it, and then within 10 minutes,
No way.
yeah, to my door was everything I ordered, and it was
Wait, in 10 minutes?
yeah. So within 30 minutes, I got my green card, and I got weed, and I was happy.
That's pretty
Wait, is
amazing.
it called a
Yeah.
green card? Is that a thing?
I mean, that's what I
Because
call
it's
it.
green.
Yeah.
Wait, sorry, Kevin. I don't want to be rude on my phone while we're talking. Can you look up how many states it's actually legal in versus getting a medical marijuana like
Look at how pissed off
license?
Kevin is, as if he has something better to do over there. You just sit there and sweat.
Yes, it matters. I want to know. I think
Such a piece
it's
of garbage.
fascinating.
All right, so you get it delivered to your door.
Yeah.
Does that guy show up in a lab coat and act like a doctor?
No. It
Act
was
like a
it was
doctor.
honestly almost like an Uber type person. He was like, "Oh, here you go." A little like medical bag. All the packaging is really like official looking, and it tells me exactly the THC amounts. And I'm not like a huge like smoker or anything. It was just like, man, this could be really convenient, and I don't have to like hit up my bike messenger guy who like sometimes answers. Here it's just like, oh, I'm
May or may not
Yeah.
decide to shoot you.
yeah,
And
exactly.
because I have friends that smoke a lot of weed, and they're always like, "Oh no, my drug dealer's a really really nice guy." I'm like, "But yeah, but you started that sentence off with my drug dealer
Yeah.
is a really nice guy." And at any point, like Greg and I went and saw Black Mass last
Sure
weekend.
did. Loved it.
And there's a great scene, or about 50 of them, where everyone like people that are in the drug trade and any sort of criminal traffic just get their heads blown off. One particular, dude, the one where it's a quick shot of Alexander Skarsgård. It's not ruining the movie at all. It's just a quick shot to introduce his character, and he's a ridiculous drug addict, and he just blows his drug dealers' heads off, just like because he can't pay him. And so it's one of those things where I'm always like, I know that probably 98% of people out there that are slinging weed, as we say on the streets,
Slinging
right?
weed.
Are probably nice guys.
The
and
way
whatever.
you
There's
just said this was flipped, though.
slinging weed.
No, it was him killing the drug dealers.
Yeah, he killed the drug dealer. I'm just saying there's a lot of death that happens
Oh, okay.
when drugs are
Okay,
around, because you
gotcha.
never know. There's money involved,
Yeah.
and people get greedy or people get needy as far as that. You don't know if the guy that's dealing you weed is doing something harder that he needs money for, so maybe he robs you. You never know. These are all the thoughts that go through my brain. Greg's looking at me like I'm crazy. Like no one's ever gotten
it's
shot
so-
over drug money. Nick, you're insane.
Drug deals ever gone bad? What are you talking about?
But what's always fascinating to me is like these people come to your house and they know where you live. Like I would imagine at first I'd be like, no, we need to meet in like a neutral place where I can come. And then eventually I just get so fucking lazy. I would probably
Yeah.
text them and they just come over and like hang out. And I'd be like, you gotta leave. Like it's like Pineapple Express where it's like, all right, dude, I'm gonna go. And I'm like, oh, hang out with me, whatever. So
Kevin's got stats.
Kevin, what are the stats?
23 states.
23 states.
And the District of Columbia have legalized marijuana in some form.
Okay.
Some form. Okay. So you can get it
4 states have legalized it for recreational use.
across the board. So
that's
you can just go buy it, whatever. You're good to go.
Mhm.
Interesting. Okay.
Colorado.
Seattle,
Alaska. Oregon.
That's not
Alaska.
That's not.
Well, come on. It's Alaska. It's like
yeah.
you gotta have something.
Anything
What
to
else are
keep
you
the
gonna do
gun out of
there?
their mouths in
Yeah.
Alaska.
So Alaska. What was the other one?
Oregon.
Oregon.
Thank you, Kevin.
Okay.
You know,
Thanks,
that
Kev. Good job.
That was kind of
It's
interesting.
also not taxed there.
Thing about Seattle and PAX. I don't know if you guys you were at PAX.
We were there.
We
Yeah.
were
There.
there.
But I was so high the whole
horribly
time.
sick.
I have no idea
Well,
what
that
happened.
bus just pulled up and they were just selling weed.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. That's
there was
awesome.
a bus just selling weed and like
Oh, that's crazy.
yeah.
See, that's the thing it's so fucked up, this whole like difference, right? Of like, I think obviously weed should be legal everywhere and all these different things. And like what you're talking about, of the fact of like, and I'm like kind of laughing off, but yeah, kind of. But it's like, because there's just like this, the different stratospheres of drug dealers. Whereas like the people I know who do weed, this guy is who do the HTC, right? And
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
their drug
totally.
dealers are just like normal people who deal a little weed on the side. But then I'm sure there are the real hard drug dealers who do it, have that, but they're also selling heroin and all this other shit. You know what I mean? Like to get
Yeah.
sucked into this horrible element because you just want to get high on a joint.
Well, I mean, are you guys watching Narcos at all?
No.
No.
Okay, so it's a great show on Netflix about the drug trade. Well, historically, one of the biggest historic figures in the drug trade, Pablo Escobar, and how he went. They all went from weed to coke because coke's just a lot more
Cocaine,
money.
the step.
A lot more money. And one of the interesting things was and a lot of that's mirrored in a documentary called Cocaine Cowboys. I think there's like 3 of them, like updates to it. But one of the things that was the deciding factor was they started flying the stuff in, and they were like, well, we only have so much space, and so a kilo of coke takes up just as much as a kilo of weed, but it's worth like thousands of dollars more. And so that's how that kind of got started. Plus, it's a lot easier and it's a lot more addictive also. It's dangerous. You don't know. And I have friends in the past that have solely dealt in marijuana, but things grow and greed grows, and you never know if people are gonna be like, well, I kind of want to make a little more money. Maybe I want a cooler car or whatever. So I'll start slinging like coke because that's the natural step. It is. I mean, you know, if you have friends that do that stuff, they call it a gateway drug, and I don't necessarily believe that, but to each his
It's
own.
a gateway drug dealer. Drug.
It might very well
Yeah.
be.
It's like when you're selling M&Ms as a kid, you're like, I could sell other things.
Yeah, like peanut
Skittles.
M&Ms.
Yeah. I'm expanding my inventory.
Now we have
Did
Crispy.
you ever have that friend that would bring stuff in and try to have that trade? Was that you, Tim?
Oh, yeah, that was me. That was definitely Kevin.
Was it Kevin?
Holy shit. Kevin was the guy going to Costco buying water bottles, going down to Pier 39 on like the 4th of July and just selling water bottles
What'd
for
you sell 'em
way
for?
too much money.
$1. So that's the thing. You don't sell them for much.
Yeah, because you buy the whole case for $5.
The whole case costs
Yeah.
$5. And there's 32 waters in them.
Yeah, that's better.
It's like
than
a
you
$100
drugs.
profit.
Yeah.
So how many cases would you sell on an average day? 8 cases. Kevin knows how to make money. Kevin, talk
does.
to us a little bit about these Disney
Yeah.
dolls. that
I
you
can't
did.
believe you fucked up this Disney. You bungled
fucked
this
up?
Disney doll purchase this badly.
I
Kevin
mean,
made.
I ended up profiting. We were
No,
fine.
he said you barely broke even.
He
at
said you,
cost.
No,
you got your
no,
margins.
no.
You covered your margins.
No,
This is an
bullshit.
argument we've had a long
Bullshit.
time.
I totally
Want me to pull
profited.
up the email, Tim?
Yeah.
We'll have
No,
to.
no,
you know
I
what?
profited hundreds of dollars on this.
We'll have
So barely broke even. Yeah, I didn't make whatever the hell you made, but like,
Thousands.
yeah, because you ripped off Disney.
Hey,
They fucked up.
that's
So,
on them.
They fucked up.
That's on them.
Grime. So since you're sort of uninitiated to this group, you've only been on the fringe.
He's been in the kitchen long enough to see what this is like.
Tim and Kevin are very smart human beings, and in that regard, they like to scheme a little bit, not in any sort of illegal way that I know of.
But in an evil eBay kind of way.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I know that this thing is going to be wildly addictive for people. They're going to want it. They're going to need it. Their kids are going to want it. So I'm going to buy as many. I'm going to figure out how many I can buy right now, and then the optimal time to sell it to them at 800 times the cost and make a profit on it. It takes a lot of energy, but to be fair, these guys are the best at it. I've never
Best
seen
in the
people
biz.
better.
That's why I
Yeah,
don't have
it's
any.
you guys
Give
are
it up
Gordon
on that
Gekko.
game though. Yeah, the amiibo. Like, I saw that happen. I can't. I'm a grown.
You could have
now.
though.
Yeah.
I know. Here's the thing.
It's dangerous.
I could be a very different person right now.
The hard thing is though,
I could have this collection of amiibos. You guys are like, what? Do you, it's so funny because this is such a segue with the drug deals. Like this is like it really
Amiibos
is.
are drugs.
Yeah. Amiibos
absolutely.
are. It's what you go weed and then you go cocaine and then you go Ness amiibos.
do you have now? Do you crush up the Ness amiibo
Uh-huh.
and like put it up your ass, or like, what do you
Honestly,
do with it?
I don't know. I just
I don't- is that
supply.
how
I
drugs
don't
are
like
done,
what I
Kevin?
do with it isn't really my forte, but people out there
You're
know.
just you're
Zyger
the
knows.
pusher.
Yeah.
Well, Zyger knows for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The amoeba pusher.
You don't get high on your own supply.
So okay. Now, is there an app to get weed delivered to your house yet?
It got taken down from the App Store pretty quickly.
Oh, really? But there was one.
Apple was like, yeah.
So okay. But this obviously makes life a lot easier for you, right? What I mean, was there a stress?
There was never really a stress, honestly. Like,
Was it dead drops and shit before?
No,
You're
it was just like
Were
a
you
lot
doing
of times.
did you have a chalk and did you have to draw an X?
No, it was
a
just. It
bench?
was honestly the first time I ran out of weed in San Francisco. Because usually I'll go and DJ a show, and someone will just give me weed.
Yeah.
It's like
Because
almost
you're-
the
Here's a
yeah.
tip,
You're a
man.
DJ. Here's thanks. Here's a bunch of weed. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So it was
Freedom.
like kind of the first time I was like out, and I was like,
I need a DJ.
what do I
more.
do? Yeah.
I need to get a job. I need to get booked immediately.
Yeah, so I just I actually the first thing I did was hit up the guy who I would buy weed from when I'd visit San Francisco, who was a bike messenger, and he didn't hit me back, and I was like, well, I guess this is the time to do the thing that my friend
Time to
told me
become
about.
an adult.
Yeah, become an adult and get on the internet and make shit happen.
That's
like
Gotta
all
do
of us
my
do.
interview with my doctor.
Yeah. That's so weird. That it's just so fucking stupid. You have to jump through these hoops still, though.
Yeah.
You know what I
I
mean?
mean, the hoop was not.
Well, I know, but I mean, just like the illusion of a hoop. I'm just like,
Yeah.
you
It
have
was
to
the
go talk
best
to this
hoop.
guy.
I mean, it was also like usually you pay like $100 to see a doctor to get a recommendation.
Right.
This was $25.
I always looked at it in the same vein as like you can't get your car smog checked no matter, and it's like gonna cost you way too much. You got to take it to that place. You know what I mean? Do you guys ever have to do that? Where you're like, I got to take it to the guy that my friend knows. It's like you give me like $300, $200, whatever, and I'll pass it for you. I always looked at it like that. Like you have to go to the one doctor, and like your copay all of a sudden is like $300.
Yeah.
You're sliding them under the table. You may have to do a sexual favor with your mouth.
Oh,
But then you get your
get
clean
what you
card.
want.
Yeah, you get what you want. But it sounds like you were just like, no, it's like 3 boxes checked online, and
Yeah,
then
I was like-
a giant knapsack of weed came.
And I mean,
out of
I
the
mean
house.
this in the best way possible. If I was a doctor and you came up on Skype, I would like. It would definitely be like, am I being judgy? Yeah, but
We call that racial
The only way it
profiling.
could better be is like the doctor's like looking at his side before he hits accept. He's like, all right, suffering from social anxiety. Name's Clark. Hits the go button. It's just him DJing. He's like talking to him at the same time. Like, what's up? At this giant party, like
It's just
fucking
like giant weed. Like
I mean,
just J's are going into his mouth.
I'd hate to be that guy, but I actually used to be that white kid with dreads also. Like when I was like
we know.
16.
I need to see pictures.
Oh
of
my
this.
God, no, you
That's
don't.
amazing.
It's I mean, it's kind of amazing, but it's also pretty embarrassing.
Good.
I don't want to do that. every
That's
day.
the way you have to live your life, though.
Yeah,
Between the two of you guys, when you were younger,
Yeah.
you looked exactly like
Yeah,
8
we
Mile.
could have been a fucking thing.
Eminem and
You look like-
Mackay
you look like
Pfeiffer
Eminem.
from 8 Mile.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, are we? Oh,
ID.
Oh, you have-
changed. Yeah.
Wow.
So that's amazing.
Wow.
So we could have been like a white boy band.
Could have been. Yeah, you're like all the stages of Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
You really are.
Yeah, I don't know when I had
You're
what,
right.
right? Yeah.
Between us?
Yeah.
That was good.
Thank you. That's what I do. Give me a
Holy
pound.
shit.
It's
Yeah.
like my first fucking game over Greggy
Yeah.
show. No, when I had cancer, that was the one of the upsides of it. I was like, well, I told the doctor, I'm like, at least I can get medical marijuana now, right? And he's like, I can't legally tell you can, but what I can do, he took his little prescription pad and he just wrote a note that said, Greg Miller is suffering from Hodgkin's lymphoma cancer, and gave it to me. And he's like, this will work. You can go get him. And I'm like, all right, thanks.
Sweet.
And I never did.
No, you
Because like
should've.
I had so many other problems then, but I still have it on my nightstand. I'm gonna eventually get it framed. I want to hang it somewhere.
Yeah.
But it's just this little thing because it's just like such a weird.
Such a
little
great
note.
thing to get framed, Greg Miller.
Well, it's just like I can't legally say you can go get medical marijuana.
You
but
need
I
to
can
have
give
him go
this.
back and change it to had.
Well, no, because it's just
But it'd be
it's a
cute
moment in time.
I guess you're right.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know how tenses work.
But see, isn't that weird though? Like there have been numerous studies that show that marijuana will ease those symptoms
Yeah.
that you're having, and
They literally said it'll cure your
You're-
cancer if you can get this.
it'll cure your
Fuck, all right.
well, that would be pretty amazing. No, but isn't that ridiculous that your doctor could have prescribed you something that potentially could have helped you with the pain or helped you with the nausea or some of the symptoms of your treatments, and he can't legally tell you to do that? It's just weird. I don't want to get.
weird, yeah.
I don't want to get on the
Yeah, why we never
the
got
legalized
soapboxes
marijuana
here.
train because I'm not one for smoking all that much, unless it's cigarettes, which are 100% legal and way worse for you. But it's just weird, man. We're in such an interesting time right now. We've just seen gay marriage be legalized, and we're in the process of seeing the decriminalization of some of these lower drugs, and eventually we'll probably get to a place where I would imagine our society will decriminalize some of the harder drugs too, right, Kevin? You think Kevin's just doing? You can't see him right now, but he's doing
Kevin's
like
riding the snake over there.
he's chasing the dragon. No, I'm sorry. What's the correct parlance for
Chasing the
hardcore
dragon's right.
heroin
Chasing the dragon's right.
abuse? That Kevin went like this. He basically went like this.
They used to call him Kevin 8-Ball Coelho.
Yeah,
They still call him
do.
the Kevin A. Balquello.
Yeah, but now it's more of a visual thing than
Yeah,
a
because he paints his stomach black and puts an 8 on it.
And he just like so roll around and Muay Thai knee kick
right.
lights. Yeah, it's just very weird. It'll be interesting to see where that is in 10 years.
Yeah, I can't wait for pot to be legal everywhere. Stupid that it isn't, because it's scary. I didn't do pot for the longest time. I didn't do the pot.
No, I don't think anyone's done pot. You smoke pot.
I didn't
not
do
doing
the
it
pot.
right.
Actually, no, that's not true. That's not true. I guess you can do
Because back in
edibles.
Illinois, you got
can
drug
do
tested
edibles.
all the time.
Edibles
I
are
remember
never a good time.
I got drug tested in Missouri and Illinois all the time for jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
And when I moved to California for IGN, I was talking to a coworker there who smoked a lot, and he's like, "Do you want to try this?" And I'm like, "No, I don't want to try this." And he's like, "Why not?" And I'm like, "Well, I got nothing against marijuana. I just don't want anything traceable in my hair." And like, they do a drug test. He's like, "Did they make you take a drug test when you took this job?" And I'm like, "No, they didn't." He's like, "They don't do that here. This does not. That doesn't happen in
it
California."
Welcome to
does.
California.
No, it definitely does, but maybe not for like for IGN.
Hip
but,
website. Well, he was talking about California in general, but specifically
Yeah.
the job we did have. Yeah.
But because California, definitely you have to, because this person I know who won't be named needed to do it, and it was like a situation where he never had a job, and like him getting this opportunity was crazy,
Yeah.
and everyone was really excited, so he needed someone to pee in a cup.
You did it.
I mean, I'm not
Fuck yeah,
saying
you
that I
did.
did do
Yeah,
it,
you
but
did.
like I'm not the type of
Did you do
person
the thing
that
where, like-
wouldn't pee in a cup if someone asked me to pee in a cup.
Did you
at
give him
any
like a
moment.
false dick and then have him? Go
No,
there?
so it was actually like real talk. This is probably the most horrifying thing that I
Oh,
ever
you
did.
peed in his mouth and he walked in with it in his mouth and spit it in a cup.
Did you pee into his penis?
No, didn't do that.
Did you have to
Um,
pee
Tape a
into
bag
his
of
hole?
pee
But
on
I
the
had to go in pretending I was him
Whoa!
because it was to a different place.
Allegedly.
Allegedly, I would have had to do
Hypothetically,
this.
if you were
Hypothetically
if you were
speaking.
in a,
If I
and
was
that-
gonna do this, I would have went to the place, which is a totally different place than he works, obviously,
sure.
and go through the
Please
whole
tell
process.
me it was one of your friends who is of Chinese descent.
His name was Barack
Hi.
Obama.
pretending to be this person, and I had to pee, and I was so scared. Can you imagine me doing that?
No.
Like
I
it was-
can actually.
No,
I can't. And here's why: because out of all of our little crew, of course, Grime notwithstanding, if I needed someone, if I was like, holy shit, someone's going to test me for anabolic steroids,
Yeah.
and I just started using them, I would go to you first, probably.
started using
Oh, it'd be hard though.
We'd figure it out.
You
Here's
guys,
the
I would
thing.
go to both you guys at the same time.
No,
I would
go
sit
to
you down,
me,
get you Starbucks.
and I would talk it over with
Right.
Kevin. We'd come up with the plan and then act on it.
So did you like memorize
Because
any of
Kevin
his
could,
information?
you
and
could,
shit?
we
Were you
could be
like,
I mean, I'm-
my
interchangeable.
social security number is.
I'm quite
You could go
familiar
in
with
as
him,
me.
so
Okay,
like
okay.
I knew how to
Yes.
handle all this stuff.
So it was Kiernan.
No,
It was Greg.
no. But so I had to do some stuff, and it was horrifying.
Yeah.
And then, can you
Like all the sweat.
go
pouring.
wait for 5 minutes? And I'm like,
They're on to
why did
me.
he say Why did he pause like that? And I'm just freaking the fuck out. But it ended up being totally fine. He had the job. Everything was great, and
That's
no
good.
one ever questioned my pee.
That
There-
man, Mayor Ed Lee.
There is another story though. My other friends had a similar thing where they had to fake the drug test thing and all this because two separate people were trying to get a job and needed this whole thing, but he didn't know he was being drug tested. So he went in and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna go through all this paperwork and then we're gonna have you pee and do the whole thing, like whatever, blah
like,
blah blah.
"What?"
Is that cool?" And he's just like, "Oh yeah." Text me and my friend said, "Guys, I'm really fucked. I'm so fucked right now. They're about to test me. I am."
I'm on shrooms right
No,
now.
no, but he's like, I
Molly's
smoked a couple
kicking in.
nights ago. Like,
Just
it's
see color.
definitely in my system. He's like, I need to fix this. Like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. And then one of my friends responds like, okay, I'm gonna be there very, very quickly. I'll pee and we'll put it in a Ziploc bag.
Yep.
And he was just like, all right. I mean, I think that'll work. He's like, wait, fuck. But the pee needs to be warm. If it's not warm, they're gonna know. And he's just like, fuck. How do we make it warm? How do we make it warm? He's like, all right. Here's the thing.
Pee in my mouth.
We're gonna pee. We're gonna pee into the thing. When you drive over, put it next to the heater thing,
heater.
Nice,
and
nice.
like just hold it against it. And so they did that. And he's like, but then what about like when it actually gets there? I can't just walk in with a
bag
Ziploc
of
bag.
pee?
He's like, all right,
it to your leg.
shit. Bring tape. We're gonna tape it into my leg. We'll tape it up near my groin, and I'm just gonna stand really close to it, like keeps it hot, like a chicken. Like trying to keep
Like
his
an
legs
egg,
hot.
yeah.
And so he went through this whole process, and it worked. I don't know how the hell this all worked, but it worked. It totally worked.
I mean, I would
And
be
that
interested to
man
see
was Captain Sully Sullenberger.
United Flight 1. No. I would be interested to see, like, well, for one, like I have friends that are firefighters. So my brother-in-law's a firefighter. He can't do any of that stuff. Not that he would anyway, but he was like, no, I can't come close to any of that because they randomly drug test them. Rightfully, probably so. since he's been on like 3 weeks fighting that fire up there, 24-hour shifts. So he probably has to be able to focus.
See, I would go the opposite way of like 3 weeks fighting a fire. You're allowed to smoke some weed. Whatever keeps you from taking your
Fight
axe to your
fire
wife.
with fire.
Yeah, I mean, they have.
You want to see Smokey the Bear, man?
Like, guys, we just put the fire out. Let's start another one. Woo! But yeah, it's interesting. It'll be interesting to see like what they actually test for, because I wonder if they looked at the fine print to see if they actually are just testing for like hard substances. Because a lot of these places, I bet, would be like, don't even test for marijuana, especially in California.
Well, this is the thing with like the NFL, right? Where like now you have these teams that are set up in states where pot is legal, but the NFL's like still has that blanket ban or whatever. That if you offend, you get more time off of playing the game than the guy who beat a woman.
And that's dumb because weed is not going to make you good at sports.
Well,
Oh, you want a deterrent to being good? All right, you're just stacking the deck against you. I like it.
And he threw the ball the wrong direction.
he just puts the ball down.
He
And starts
dropped the
eating
ball.
Doritos. Yeah, in fighting, they apparently they just passed a new law that was talking about they don't test for it up until the day before the fight. So you're allowed to use it in training.
Oh, okay.
They just don't want you to be fighting high, I guess. And I
Sure.
could be getting that wrong, but
You won't know when to tap out anymore.
I don't know. I mean,
sounds about right.
there's a lot of like I listen to a lot of Joe Rogan. Obviously, he just had the guy on that was talking about or that was part of the team that got Lance Armstrong on like on
Got him.
blood doping.
Ken Starr, I believe.
And so yeah, they're trying to do that with UFC, where they're trying to crack down a little bit more on obviously steroid use.
Gotcha.
But when there's a lot of guys that if you're fighting, you know, you might want to smoke as well, just to kind of relieve some of the tension. So a lot of the fighters apparently smoke.
Bring
as
down your
well.
brain swelling.
I mean, our lives we have a lot of very physically active lives. I think we should all take it up because
Smoking weed?
yeah.
We should have like 420, man. Stop what we're
420
doing.
stream.
Yeah.
Poor Kevin
might be
can't.
back.
Kevin can't. Even,
You're the only one with a card. You're bringing it back.
Sick.
Kevin can't even get us in this room all together when we're supposed to be here at 1 o'clock.
I
Let
know,
alone
I know,
like
right?
all of us stop what we're doing at 4:20 and be like, well, let's spark up a doobie. I'm my parents now. Who would like to smoke some marijuana?
I'm the one talking about doing the pot, so I don't think you have to worry too much.
Well,
about
you
it.
know, I don't get my drug references all that well either.
It's
but-
okay.
Well, congratulations, Grimecraft.
Congratulations, Grimy.
They've made
It made life a lot
relaxing a lot more relaxing.
Round of applause for
the good
marijuana and
people of
Grimecraft. I forgot when we went through who you were in the beginning. We didn't say, of course, that you're the man who brought Suss and Lit into our life.
I am.
So I want to thank you for that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know
We'll get to that.
I know we're gonna talk about that later, but just for everybody who just watched this topic is like, I'm never watching another Kind of Funny video. I just wanted them to know. And you have a Patreon and everything too.
I
right?
do, yeah. Patreon, Twitch, all that stuff, YouTube.
What are the
Slash
what are
It's
Grimecraft.
anything.com/Grimecraft.
anything.com/Grimecraft.
And
There
if
go.
you actually went to if you typed in anything.com/Grimecraft, I don't think that would be me. But
Oh, okay.
But any website,
like Facebook.
like Facebook, YouTube.
Gotcha. Are you on
Twitter.
Elo?
Am I on
Oh, I
Elo?
thought it was
Elo.
literally
I'm on Elo.
anything.com.
I
I was
am
like, you got anything.com?
Juicy J on
Yeah, that'd
Elo.
be pretty
Juicy
cool.
J.
It's a dope ass. Could you not get
Kevin, get on it.
Grimecraft.com?
I got Grimecraft, but I
Okay.
also got Juicy J and Avicii and a bunch of like stupid. Because when all these new
Wait, you own JuicyJ.com?
no, Juicy J's Elo account.
Oh.
So when all these stupid new sites launch, I just pick like the names that maybe if this gets popular,
These people
they'll
pay me for
Yeah.
this. Yeah, yeah. Oh,
See,
yeah.
I like- that's an asshole.
That's a
like I
scheming.
would do.
That's a scheming move
But
for
it's always
sure.
these sites that like die. Like Elo was like popular for a week, and people were like, "Fuck Facebook!" Like Elo's the future, and then a week later, like no one cared. Same with
There was
this
that.
thing
And there was
called-
Medium. Do you remember Medium?
No.
It
Show Medium with the blonde woman.
That was an amazing show. No, there was something Medium. It was like it's Twitter owned, but it's like Tumblr. It's like a blog site, so you can write more and then link to it. I don't know. I didn't get it. I got my name on that, and I was like, oh, this means it's not gonna be popular.
Yeah.
If I can get my fucking name, that means it's
with
not
no
popular.
underscore.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Stupid
tough
underscore.
time to launch a new social media kind of
Yeah,
thing.
trust us. Launching Kind of Funny was the most surprising thing that ever happened in the history of life.
Yeah.
How the fuck did we get? And we didn't even get it everywhere, but we even got how we get kindoffunny.com.
That was interesting. That was the.
Because no one wants to be kind of funny.
I don't know.
We
man.
do. Set the expectations right there.
Was reallyfunny.com taken?
No, we didn't want that. It's too high an expectation.
Yeah,
Because
but-
then motherfuckers are gonna show up. This is
Can we
really
go to that
funny.
website to see like how unfunny that guy is?
I know, right? It's probably just one dude.
He's like,
he thinks he's.
I'm a stand-up comedian.
What's the deal with chickens? No.
Well, no, I mean,
I
would
want to
fit-
watch you smoke weed because you
Bye.
make yourself laugh more than anyone I've ever met, and I want to just see you go into a coma laughing
when I
so
when I
hard.
finally gave in and tried the weed, as
Yeah.
they say. It was
Yeah.
it was the first 3 were all misfires, didn't get high, nothing happened
Yeah,
or whatever.
they say
And then
that.
that 4th time was when it all hit me like a dump truck.
And you laughed.
Exactly.
forever.
We were laying there, we were watching Dazed and Confused, which is just a great movie in general,
kinda
but in
perfect.
one of my favorite movies. And then I was watching, I was like, oh, this is what being high is like. And then I just giggled a lot at the movie. Yeah.
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 I've only tried it a very limited amount of times, and every time it is the worst experience of my life. Like,
That's
I think there's been like 4 times, and each one somehow worse than the last. I keep being like, next time I'm gonna get it. I want to get it. I want to understand.
I guess
'Cause
I saw the 4th time then.
people are just like, it's so it's relaxing and it's awesome. You just kind of think and you can focus. And I'm like, all right, I like those things.
I
And
love
then,
thinking and focusing.
Hell no, that is not what happens to me. I get super paranoid. I think that like I'm way too loud and talk too much, so I'm just dead silent. I feel like people are trying to kill me.
It's
It once
because-
happened to me when I was having sex with somebody, and it freaked me the fuck out. And like I ended up not knowing who they were for a second. I'm like, holy shit!
Whoa.
I should start smoking weed.
How does that happen? So you're mid coitus and you're all of a sudden like, who is this?
Yeah, this person who I know very close with. I know this person, and
I should hope so, Tim.
yeah, no, but I'm just saying it's not like I didn't know who. Like it wasn't some random person.
No, we're aware of what you're saying. You forgot
okay,
mid-sex
okay.
who somebody was.
Yeah, well, yeah. So she gets me to. She's like, "Oh, we should try it." I'm like, "All right, cool." Like I was totally down. Try it. What I didn't expect is as soon as it, like as we did it, because okay, she was like, "All right, I've heard your stories about it not working for you. You're only gonna do 1 hit, just 1." I'm like, "All right, like let's keep it that. Don't let me do more than 1. I do 1 immediately." I'm like, "I don't feel anything." She's like,
A mistake.
"Don't do another." I'm like, "No, I'm just gonna do 1 more." She's like, "No, don't do another." I'm like, "No, I'm good." So I did, and then immediately after that, she like looks at me and she's like, "Let's have sex." I'm like, I've never froze that much in my life. I'm not gonna not do it.
Did the whole like
Right?
axis of the earth just like shift
Oh,
and start going wobble?
No,
vision
everything
and
just
stuff?
kind of was like, it was really weird. So things start, and I've never been like just lost in my entire life. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing.
Yeah.
The entire time.
Well,
I was
that's just
like,
me and sex
Is
and
this
child.
even working? Like, am I hard right now? I don't even know. I remember putting my hand down at one point. I'm like, no, okay, I'm hard. And I was like, am I doing anything right? And then, it was not fun. This sounds funny at the time.
Of course, it wasn't funny then.
Horrifying.
But the idea of you sitting there with an erection, going, "Am I hard? Yeah, I'm hard."
Yeah, I'm hard. I was like,
Then she's just like
holy
staring at you like, why is he petting his dick like Portillo?
The worst part though is like it felt like forever. Like I thought it was going on for like 10 years.
It was 2 minutes.
And it's like, but it's like it wasn't enjoyable. Like it was just
Oh,
scary.
yeah.
Because then it reached a point where I'm like, who the fuck is this person? And oh my god, why do people do this?
Well, I think many people have that reation to weed.
Yeah.
You know,
I
to
think it
certain
was
strains, they do.
so bad. Although there is a saving grace to this story.
You were having sex.
There is that. But afterwards, she realized that I was like tripping balls. And she was very, very cool about it. And she was like, "Tim, this is okay. You just need to calm down. I promise you that within an hour, you're going to be totally fine. You can trust this. Everything's fine." And I like.
Meanwhile, you're like
believed her.
eating a cat.
No, but I believed her more than anything. I was like, "Oh shit, you're right. You're right. I can trust you. I know who you are now. This is great." And she's like, "We're just gonna watch a movie, and by the time the movie's over, you'll be fine." And I was like, "Okay." She's like, "What do you want to watch?" Hook. She's like,
That's a
You just out of the blue or hook?
very specific and a very quick answer. But I wanted to watch Hook. She got me hooked. We watched Hook. I was fine.
All right.
Hook is pretty
Well, there you
trippy
go.
though. Hook has got some weird moments.
Yeah, they're eating invisible food.
Oh my god.
They like will to be there. I've tried that so many times as a child.
And the weird like mermaid kind of like sexual scene where they're like, feeling up Robin Williams or whatever. Like it's really weird.
That one I'm lost at. I don't know.
Okay, that's all I remember. Like they're underwater and there's a bunch of mermaids and they're like touching them. And it's just like,
Okay.
yeah.
I thought you meant the kids were underwater
Yeah,
with
no,
Robin
no,
Williams
I mean,
touching them.
no, that's if Michael Jackson started. the movie,
Oh,
like, was originally-
hey.
Ace.
Both of
Anyways.
those big names in that story were dead.
Yeah, isn't that sad?
Yes.
2015.
Rufio's alive.
Yeah. We love Rufio.
What's
He's
he
coming
do?
on the show eventually.
Really?
So he says. Travis Willingham's always saying he's talking me up.
You know him.
Yeah, he's a voice actor now.
Sweet.
When I met him last time, he was at a party and he had silver all over his face because it was a crazy party.
Or
Things
because
happen.
he's Rufio.
Or
Yeah,
because
right.
he's Rufio.
One or the other.
He's like cyborg Rufio now.